I'm going to tell you how to stop procrastinating and why forcing yourself will not work. So why do we procrastinate? Because most of us believe that we are born lazy. There is a defect in our personality. But I refuse to accept that laziness, disorganization or any other character defect is the reason why we procrastinate. Rather, procrastination is a tool we use to cope with our fears. Fears like fear of failure, fear of being imperfect and fear of being judged. In a sense, procrastination is also rewarding. It reduces our fear of being judged, temporarily reduces our anxiety. Occasionally, the task is finally done by somebody else and we often go unpunished. Since childhood, we have learned that we are what we do. So this over-identification of your self-worth with your work leads to procrastination. But just like any other habit, this can also be unlearned. To understand how to stop procrastinating, let's take a scenario. In scenario A, you have to walk on a 9 feet long, 1 feet wide board. Do you need a motivation for that? Will you be fearful that what if I will fail? What if I can't walk on a board? It is the simplest task you can do and you can easily walk on that board. Scenario B. The board is same but now it is 100 feet above the ground between two buildings. Now will you be able to walk? No. Because fear of failure is so intense that it will overshadow the fact that how simple the task is. Scenario C. Now there is a fire on your end of the building. Now will you do it? Of course you are going to do it because now your life is at stake. Either you are going to crawl or go on your knees. No matter what, you are going to cover the distance. Because we have trained ourselves in such a way that we need a bigger push, a bigger fear than fear of failure, such as fear of death. Ironically, on psychological level, you are the one who raised the board above the ground by changing a straightforward task into the test of your self-worth, a proof that you will be accepted, a prediction that you will be successful and happy or failure and miserable. Now let's take the scenario D. It is similar to C, but there is a safety net between the two buildings. Now are you afraid to walk the distance? No, because there is a safety net and even if you fall off the board, it will be a new experience for you. Key for curing the procrastination is to create a safety net and a self-esteem independent of your work, because successful people face many bankruptcies and catastrophes, but they do not let failure become the judgment of their self-worth. No book can teach you self-esteem, because a true self-esteem cannot be developed until you talk to yourself in a positive language that heals self-alienation, a suppressing of emotions you have learned over the years. Strategies to cure procrastination. Strategy number 1. Learn to say no. Just like scenario D, by creating a safety net, you are creating an alternative options of falling from the board. So by saying no, you are also creating an alternative option that no, I don't have to. And if you have a problem saying no, start by saying yes. Yes, I would love to come to the party, but I go to the bed by 10 p.m. Yes, I would love to come to the restaurant with you, but I don't eat junk food. Strategy 2. Replace these 5 negative self-talk of a procrastinator with a positive self-talk of a producer. First, replace I have to's with I choose to, because by have to's you communicate to yourself that you are powerless and you are a victim. But with I choose to, you communicate to yourself that you have a choice and you are in the state of power. So replace I have to complete my project by tomorrow with I choose to complete my project by tomorrow. Second, replace I must finish with when can I start, because finishing is in the future and you can't predict the future, but what you can control is now. So replace I must finish reading the book with when can I start reading the book. Third, replace this is so big with I can take one small step, because when you look at a bigger and overwhelming task, your anxiety will increase. So rather than focusing on that, you can focus on dividing that project into beginning, middle and end. And you will promise to yourself that you will do it for just 30 minutes every day. Fourth, replace I must be perfect with I can be perfectly human and accept your human limits, because the more perfectionist, the more self-critic you are of yourself, the harder it will be to start the project and the more you will procrastinate. Fifth, replace I don't have time to play with I must have time to play, and insist on regular times for exercise, sleep, dinner with your family and yearly vacations. Use the secret tool of reverse psychology, unscheduling. Unscheduling means that rather than scheduling your work time, you schedule your play time. Decide the time of the day you are going to play and then religiously follow it. Do it for a week and see how amazingly your mind works. Because when you religiously follow your play time, your mind will distract you from that and start focusing on your work time. And that is the opportunity when you fill the hours between your play time with your work. So putting it all together, how a procrastinator will talk to himself. I have to do something big and do it perfectly while working hard for long periods of time, and I don't have any time to play. And this is how a producer will talk to himself. I choose to start on a one small step with my imperfections, knowing that I have plenty of time to play. At last, I want to emphasize on the importance of high energy levels for beating procrastination. To maintain high energy level, eat healthy and sleep tight. If you are eating cooked food, 8 hours of sleep will be enough. And if you are eating raw food diet, 3 or 4 hours of sleep is great. And if you like this video, share this with your friends and subscribe to my channel or I'll eat your pizza.